I'm Cal Josselyn here along with Coach Tom Garrow of the Garrow Boxing, and we have for you this evening some amateur boxing that was held June 22nd at Rutland High School, and we have for you some past and present Vermont and New England champions. Okay, so let's get underway with bout number one.
You're going to want to hear at least a little bit of that.
This past year's Vermont and the New England Tournament champions down in Lowell, Massachusetts.
I think with the introductions they were.
Including last year's and the year before, the managers of the year will be introducing them as the fights progress. We've got a good card set up for you this evening. We would like to mention some of the people that have worked hard to put the event together here in Rutland, as we move some of the Vermont Golden Gloves action to southern Vermont in hopes of testing the waters for some possible bouts in the future. Organizing here and doing a great job, Cal Josselyn Jr. and his team representing the Rutland High School Raider Rooters, and of course they'll be selling some 50-50 raffle tickets here this evening, and we certainly hope you'll have an opportunity to take advantage of that and help out a fine cause. President Philip Meyer and his crew here this evening, Ken Bates Sr., Bob and Michelle Dauphiny, Mike and Pat Tile, and Fred Martin have done an outstanding job in helping things get organized here. And don't forget to sample the refreshments at intermission. Tonight's bouts are put together by the Vermont Boxing Control Board. Your chairman is Bernie Cummings. Ed Patterson represents the New England Amateur Boxing Federation, your Vermont representative. Also this evening, representing the Vermont Boxing Control Board, as I said, is the Commissioner Bernie Cummings and the Vermont Golden Gloves Tournament Director Ernie Garrow. These are sanctioned bouts this evening, and of course your referee is a gentleman that has distinguished himself in the ring both in Vermont and New England, former Golden Glove champion out of Burlington, Alan Shangbrough. And also refereeing this evening, Cal Josselyn Jr. Ladies and gentlemen, your judges at ringside out of Rutland, Benji Finella, Bob Frazier, and Pete Lawrence. The attending physician, the fight doctor, Dr. Jim Thomas. We'd like to thank him for his cooperation in getting the fighters prepared this evening. Your timekeeper is Greg Josselyn. Introducing out of the red corner from the Barton Boxing Club, this is young 75-pounder Mark Riddenow.
Well, here we go with bout one. This should be an interesting one, Tommy. It's 75-pound weight division. They're usually very exciting young fighters with a lot to learn.
And a nice jab.
That's Bergeron from the Tri-Town Club.
And for a new coach, he's handling himself well. The coach has him jabbing, and the kid from Hightown is coming in straight in.
That's Mark Regenbrough from the Barton Boxing Club. He's really the aggressor in this fight, throwing some nice right hands.
Oh. He stopped jab. See, when the kid in the red stops jabbing, he gets hit. There. It's a nice combination. There. Stick that jab.
He's really...
When he's sticking the jab, he does well. Of course, those you got to do a lot in 2 minutes too, and I think this one is a minute rounders.
Yeah, these are 1 minute round exhibition fights.
So you
lighter
really got to
weight
get
class.
busy when you're fighting.
Round 2. Bergeron really come out of the corner at him that time. I tell you, this Regenball kid, he's got a lot of heart for a young 10-year-old kid. He keeps coming and throwing punches. A little bit of a bloody nose. No quitting this kid.
I still like the kid with the jab.
Yeah, he's definitely the more experienced of the two.
Yeah.
And this is where it all starts, folks. You know, at this age level, this is where the kids go through the learning process. They learn what boxing's all about. And both of these fighters will mature and grow to be state and possibly New England champions someday. Nice right hand. Another one right behind it.
See, he's forgetting the jab and he's running.
Looked a little dazed going back to that corner after them two big right hands from Regenball.
He probably wondered why his mother signed the slip so he could fight.
That's right. I've wondered that often myself.
I did too.
Brings up an interesting fact. How about when you were a boxing coach? Did you get a mother to sign your slip, or?
Got a father to sign it. He was out on the railroad and he taking his break, and I sneaked it in there.
We go round 3, the final round of the bout. Hey, Regenball's really coming after it. He wants it. Bergeron keeps sticking that nice jab. It seems to be enough to keep him off balance as he's coming in.
I think you got it.
This body's...
See, he's punching harder. See that jab when he's throwing it?
It's a nice jab, especially for a young fella. Both fighters seem to listen to their instructions well.
See that? Popping it out there.
He's got pretty good side-to-side movement for a young fighter, too. He's trying to
He just can't wait for it to be over. That is a good one.
And in these 1 minute exhibition, 1 minute rounds, you won't have no decision, folks. It's an exhibition fight, and they'll get them in the center of the ring, and both fighters will be awarded a trophy.
Which is a good thing.
That is, because you don't want to start a young fighter off with a loss or win right off the bat. It's more of a learning experience than anything else.
Years ago, when I was a young kid, we had the Mercury Club have golden gloves, junior golden gloves, and it was just the kids, grade school kids getting started, and it was great.
It's really good. It's good for the kids. It gives them something to do. They sleep good at night after a fight like that, I'll tell you that. In the corner of that Tri-Town club, that's Jim Sheridan. He's a long-time boxing coach.
Yeah, he was fighting when I was going.
And the other, the Barton Club, you got John Poole out of Barton, Vermont.
He's a very nice kid. He's doing well.
Hey, coming up next, we'll have Billy Thurston, also out of the Tri-Town Boxing, and he'll be fighting a very long family line of boxers here in Boston Corbett from the Greater Hoosick Athletic Association.
Is that his real name, Boston?
That's his real name, and this is about his 3rd or 4th exhibition bout, I'd say. Donnie Hamilton really does a good job with these. He's got a good junior program and novice program.
In the red corner is Boston Corbett. Don was a 1991 Black Belt
This should be an interesting one for Billy Thurston. I believe Boston Corbett is a southpaw, which means this would be a good learning experience for him to see a southpaw stance so early in his career. Seems a little confused by that southpaw stance.
Well,
Probably thinking to himself, something's a little backwards here. Nice combination there.
you can see he's well trained, well schooled.
If he's anything like his two older brothers, they're very good fighters. His brother Brett just won the USABF National Golden Glove tournament out in Missouri.
And he's in the crowd too, by the way.
He's working Boston's corner, I believe, along with Don Hamilton. Thurston's throwing some nice combinations himself there. Seem pretty evenly matched.
Well, when you get it at 1 minute, you really got to go to work. And it's hard for kids. But you have Corbett's kids, they're well trained, well schooled. And it's pretty hard for kids to keep up with them. I heard they do it, they work out since they're 7 and 8 years old.
Yeah, it's like Boston here. Boston's only 9 or 10. He's already had 4 or 5 exhibition fights. This Billy Thurston, he's the harder hitter of the two, and he's starting to put his combinations together very nicely. And you've got a definite size advantage over the Corbett fella. Nice counter punch in there. He's sitting back waiting for him to come in, and he unloaded. And here comes Thurston.
That's all right.
Yeah, both fighters putting their combinations together very well for young fighters.
Punching well.
Sure are. Round 2. The final round coming up.
And this is another no decision, right?
Yes,
I think it's nice.
it is. In novice division, you're more concerned with getting the fighters some experience. And from here, if they had 5 or 6 exhibition bouts, then they'll move on to the silver mittens, maybe the junior Olympics, and then from there they'll go into the golden glove.
See that New York, Glens Falls and Whitehall, that area, they have good Hoosick Falls.
They get the
have a good
opportunity.
program.
They do, and they got the opportunity to fight a lot, and that's why I thought this was nice that they came to Rutland. And
Now they helped out by getting us the fighters.
give some of the Vermont kids some opportunities to fight in their hometowns. Wait, Thurston's really going after him. And here comes Corbett back.
There's some guts. I think that
Corbett's throwing nice straight punches, just like he should be. And Thurston's got some nice combinations of his own. I think the left-handed stance of Corbett's confusing him a little. And when he scores, he's scoring with the harder of the blows. Good show.
no decision on this one, so it'll be
Okay. Well, the crowd seemed to enjoy that one. The two young guys giving it their all.
the referee there. He's been at it a long while too.
That's Alan Shangar. He's an ex-fighter himself.
He's done well.
So look at some of the ringside fans. So bout number 3, we got another Tri-Town fighter, Kevin Jeremy. He'll be fighting Travis Thornton of the Bronton Boxing Club. And this will be in the 156-pound division.
Have you ever seen him fight? I haven't.
I've seen Travis Thornton fight in the Golden Gloves. This Jeremy fella I haven't had the opportunity to see yet.
56-pound division.
156. Look at how big he is.
Travis Thornton. And John Wood. John was 1990 Wine Trainer of the Year, Golden Gloves. His opponent, near corner. And the blue corner, Tri-Town. This is Kevin Jeffrey.
Boy, that Tri-Town fighter in the red, he's got some good size for a 156-pounder, doesn't he, Tommy?
Yeah, got a nice jab, but notice his legs are spread too far apart when he's jabbing. There's no power for his right hand.
No.
See, but if he could tighten up on that footwork, he'd be a puncher.
He seems to have a good stiff jab.
Yeah.
Travis Thornton's coming right at him. He's looking to get it over in a hurry, I think.
See, work that jab. It can do a lot of things for you.
A little blood coming from the Tri-Town fighter's nose, from one of them big right hands. See how that affects him.
See if he would stick. Stick that jab, he'd be...
It looks to me like the Travis Thornton's trying to let him come in now and trying to counterpunch him. And as you say, if Jeremy could get that jab working and throw a good right hand behind it, he wouldn't get hit with them counter punches.
There.
And getting a bloody nose, how does that affect the fighter? Does it affect the breathing, or?
Oh, it's definitely the breathing. If the blood is dripping down into your mouth, it gets down in your throat. It's tough. It's tough.
It's the end of round number 1. Pretty good round for Thornton there. Took the better of it. Here we go, round 2. Let's see if Kevin Jeremy can get that fine jab working and pile up the points here. And Thornton's starting to work a good jab of his own, going downstairs to the body, and
Well,
they're trying to work on that bloody nose.
Yeah, he's got him weakened. He's getting a little shy.
Thornton's some more experience to the two fighters, having fought in the Golden Gloves this past year.
See how he hangs on.
Ties him up.
Ties him up, he doesn't. Yeah.
He's got the nose opened up again from that jab. Now he's going to go to work.
See, his hands are too down, too low in front of him. He's getting hit in the nose. See where his hands are? They're too low. Gotta have that left hand up.
And you can see Thornton trying to come over the top of that jab of Jeremy. He senses, being the more experienced of the two fighters, he can see that he's bringing it back a little bit low, as you said. A little bit of wrestling there.
And you can see that they're both getting a little tired. Their arms are both dropping now.
Nice right hand there.
Yeah, he felt he hurt him too. Then he walks into one.
Jeremy's coming to life here.
There you go.
Good round for both fighters. We're back to their corners for last round instructions. It's John Wood there in the corner of Travis Thornton. He's been around for a long time, hasn't he, Tommy?
Well, I'd say he's been with us about 8 years, helping coaching.
He does a fine job out there.
Last year he was the rookie coach of the year. So he must be doing something right.
These are some well-schooled fighters.
Yeah. Very nice kid.
Round 3, Jeremy seems to be the aggressor this round, in the sense that he's behind on the points.
That's right. He probably was told he needed this round. He's going out to get it.
He's got Thornton's nose bleeding now. Maybe that's inspiring him.
Well, no, it turned into... He'll get that started again, too. I think he gets...
I think Thornton's a little bothered by his bloody nose. He seems to be boxing a little bit more this round and not getting inside and slugging it as much as he did in the previous 2 rounds.
He's off balance.
Here he comes now. He's looking for a strong finish. Fighters exchange jabs there. Jeremy shook his head no. It's usually a good sign that a fighter was indeed hurt.
Yeah, now he's getting to him.
Again, he shakes his head no.
Gave him a count. I told you he was getting to him.
Yeah. I think they're going to bring the doctor up to take a look at the nose, make sure everything's okay. Referees, they do a fine job in amateur boxing. They don't want any of the fighters to get hurt. They really keep a close eye on things. Out they come.
He unloaded on that one.
He's fighting hard. He's trying to show the referee that he was not hurt. We'll go to Mike Cameron for the decision.
What do you think on that?
It was a good fight. I think the fella from the Barton Boxing Club, that Travis Thornton, might have pulled it out. His experience, he scored the heavier of the punches. It was a very good fight to watch.
I think you were right too, but we'll see. He did win that. Right?
Yes, he did. Travis Thornton got the decision there. It was an entertaining fight. Both fighters fought their hearts out. Now we got bout number 4. This is a very good fighter coming up. This Dan Batchelor out of the Hoosick. And he's fighting a past 119-pound state champion.
Yeah. He's well trained, that Batchelor. And what weight is he? 147?
Yes.
Huh?
Yes. Let's look at Jason Welch. Jason Welch won the 119-pound division back in 1987. and he hasn't fought much since, so this fight's a good chance for him to get some of the ring rust off in a couple of year layoff.
But it's a tough fight for his first time back.
But now that's a nice looking jab that Bachelor fella's
That's
throwing.
right.
But he is snapping it out there
Look
and
at the
working the hook off from it. Well-schooled fighter. I can tell you that already. Nice right hand by Welch there. And Welch is moving his head well. He's slipping a lot of them jabs. They look pretty, but Welch is no slouch. He's slipping them and he's trying to come in with his own punches.
I think you better get back to. You see, when they get to think that they can knock him out, they put it all together and they sometimes run out of gas.
Yeah, Welch should get inside of that jab and go to work on the body. Try and slow Bachelor down a little bit. Stop some of that side-to-side movement.
See that sticking to the jab, let him walk in. I think you'd find it. Stick it. See, he's sticking the jab. And Bachelor can't get close enough to unload on him.
Yeah, Bachelor seems to be crowding himself. He's getting in a little too close on the inside. He's a good right hand in that exchange.
Stick. Ooh, that would have been nice.
Nice combination there.
That would have been nice.
You can see that Welch has had experience in the past.
Yeah.
He really slipped a lot of them jabs of Bachelor's and snuck a few lead rights in there. That's a sign of a experience.
See, I don't think we know how many fights Bachelor had, but he's been around.
This is Dan Bachelor here. He's the younger brother of the current 165-pound champ, Jeff Bachelor. Danny, I believe, has only had a few fights. He's just starting out. But I'm sure he's been in the gym a lot and working.
You can see he's schooled.
We go round two. Welch is going right to work this round. Bachelor seems more than happy to stand there with him. And
that was a nice right.
And another nice right.
They're taking some good punches.
Welch is throwing the straighter of the punches. Will get there a little quicker. Bachelor tends to loop his left hand and even his right hand on occasion. But this is where he shines, when he's moving and he's got that fine jab working and he can work off of that jab.
Nice double hook.
Nice right hand by Welch there. It's a close fight. And I'm sure these fighters will meet each other in the gloves this coming year.
Down the road. But you can see.
And you can see both fighters are well-conditioned athletes. Really.
You know, for the end of the season and coming on, working this hard, it's good for them.
Welch is really stepping up the pace here. He's starting to find his range a little bit more. Perhaps he got some of that ring rust off and
Nice job.
real nice jab.
Yeah. They're banging good.
Welch the aggressor. And it's going to score him some points with the judges.
Yeah, but this last round, I think it'll decide it.
I think it's going to come down to the last round. Very even. I feel Bachelor won in the first and Welch came on strong in the second.
This is it. and their seconds have probably told them the same thing. So
it should be an
we
entertaining third
we
round
should
here.
Look forward to a good one.
And they both got good people in their corner.
Now he's got to really get busy to pull it out.
There's the champ, Brett Corbett, giving him some last-minute instructions here. Coach Don Hamilton.
This should be very interesting. Oh, did you notice something?
What's that, Tom?
That he switched to southpaw stance?
Yeah, Welch, he's switched. Now he's back to the conventional.
Right. You notice?
He's trying to show the judges his experience and his ring generalship, which also will score you points in a fight. It's a close fight. The experience of Welch is really coming through here.
You can see it.
He's showing the judges a little bit of everything. And he knows he's in there with a tough, young, inexperienced fighter, and he's trying to get any advantage he can on the young bachelor. I'll tell you, this bachelor, I think we'll be reading and seeing a lot of him in the future.
Oh, he's going to be a lot bigger than he is right now.
He's got a fine, fine jab. Of course, that club, that Greater Hoosick Athletic Association, they've got a lot to be proud of with Brett Corbett doing as well as he did in nationals, and that should be a big inspiration for fighters like Dan Batchelor.
Definitely, it'll help the whole program. It'll make the program much easier for him.
Batchelor looks a little tired here. Getting inside, he's holding on. Well, it's a nice right hand. He walked right into a right hand. Comes back with one of his own. It's a close fight in the third round.
Well,
no hard feelings.
What do you say?
I think you'd have to give it to Welch on his experience. He switched left. He used the ring well. It's one of them fights that really could go either way.
That's right. It'd be
Sure.
very interesting.
I'm sure they got a lot of mutual respect for each other right now. Having fought so hard.
But the ring generalship, I think you'll find it's the Hoosick or Benetton team. See if I'm wrong.
He used the ring well.
Yeah, I think he did. He might have pulled it off.
That's what I like to see. I like to see the fighters congratulate each other after and show a lot of sportsmanship. Welch did get that one. Very close fight that could have went either way. Welch out of Barton Boxing Club got the decision there.
I was wrong.
Hey, who's that fella there?
Oh man, Garrow.
Yeah.
Getting ready to retire and let you take over.
Sure. Well, we know you got a few more years before that'll ever happen, Coach. You've done a great job with kids for years and years. How many champions have you had over the years, or is it too many to remember?
17.
17, 18? I
17.
knew it had to be at least that.
Yeah.
You've been doing it. Of course, you had your son, Mark Garrow. He was the start of it.
Five different titles, 5 different weight classes. New England title. He did well for me.
Took second.
It's the hardest thing to train your kid, though.
I'm sure that is hard.
It's one tough job. But on this fight here, we were getting ready for a fight, and the kid wouldn't fight that McFerrin kid.
Right.
That's what we're
McFerrin's
waiting
fighter got injured
on. Well,
while loosening up.
yeah, he said it was an injury. He said it was injured. But this is the one that Bill Kelly, one of my ex-fighters, champions, went home to get his boxing gear, and he boxed that McFerrin kid for me.
Sure.
Which was nice. Yeah, what did you get? Oh, she's taking the car.
He's fighting Brad Bosley. From what I was told, Billy Thurston fought earlier in the evening. But I believe this Brad Bosley is his cousin, and his fighter didn't show. So Billy offered to do an exhibition against his cousin.
They're cousins?
Yeah, they're cousins and they live on the same street. You wouldn't know it now. They seem to be going right after each other here for bragging rights to the neighborhood.
They're trying to hit too. See, stay out of their way. That's
This Billy Thurston, he's a fine fighter. I think he's fella, if he sticks with boxing, is going to have a very good future in it. He moves well. He throws in bunches. He doesn't load up on his punches. Really shows a lot for a 12-year-old 75-pounder.
See, they work their jabs. That's a nice school. Where are the kids from on this one?
These fighters are from Tri-Town boxing.
Well,
Jim Sheraton.
Yeah.
They got a good
Sheraton,
program.
yeah.
He
Got a
does a
nice
fine
jab
job
and
with
right
the kids.
You can tell.
Yes.
They've listened, the kids listen.
And that's a good age to teach fighters to get them. That's when they listen their best.
I usually get them when they're 16, 17. Just get the urge to try it. And I would have liked to have kids starting, young before they have so many programs in school that it's hard for them.
Sure. We go for round number 2 here. Yes, it is hard in our area with football being so popular. It's hard to get a good boxing program going. Comes Bosley.
He got a nice jab there.
Yeah, coming right after him.
If he works it.
He moves well. He's feinting. He's trying to catch his cousin coming in.
Let's see. When the kid is coming in, if he'd stick that jab out instead of trying to duck.
What was it like working the corner on this night for these two fellers?
I enjoyed it.
Enjoyed it?
Yeah, I get carried away with it too. I get involved with it, watch them, and I really enjoy it. And the idea of refereeing, which I wasn't told very much about, is staying out of the way.
That's
out
right.
Of the camera way. Keep an eye on the kids, and then
A good
let's stay out of the way.
A good referee will be heard but not seen.
That's right. You gotta stay out of their way, and not only do you have to make sure you stay out of the kids' way, you have to make sure you stay out of the camera.
That's right. It's a lot harder than
the show
what it
is
seems.
for the kids. It's not for referees, and that's what you got to work on.
We go to the final round. Thurston's really throwing some leather now. He's letting them hands go with nice combinations, and He wants to make sure when they go back home that... I'm sure these two have sparred each other a lot in the gym also, so...
See, the advantage that Corbett kids have, right? Both of them are good, and they can work out together and learn.
Really learn from each
together.
other.
That's
Yes.
right. But when you're sparring with somebody and you're so much better, it's hard.
That's right.
That's why, I usually spar with some of the good ones. So they have a little competition,
Sure.
and not get overconfident.
That's right, because you don't want to you won't want your fighter to pick up any bad habits from sparring with somebody who isn't as good as himself.
Well, that's it. It's most of the sparring. If you get in, when I used to have a lot of kids, they pick each other to spar with. They choose their sparring partners, and all of a sudden I'd let them do it for a couple weeks. Then all of a sudden I started choosing my sparring partners, and it didn't get to be a game. And one time I started with 14, and when I started telling them who they were sparring with, I ended up with 7.
Wow.
So, because they didn't like the idea of
I think I remember that year.
telling me who they were going to spar with. But that's what you have to do. I mean, if you're going to train with somebody.
Well, coming up, we're going to get to see the eldest of the Corbett brothers, Bannon Corbett. He'll be fighting Todd Saucier.
Yeah. You could tell this kid is experienced. You can tell this kid is experienced.
He's a very good fighter. He's got a lot to be proud of. He just really represented the state of Vermont so well this year. And now he's going to get a look at his older brother, Bannon. Sausier's been around a while, and I'll tell you, he's a real banger. Corbett's going to have his hands full here tonight. I know these Saucier, he also comes from a boxing family of 2 or 3 brothers. It should be an interesting matchup. I believe this is a rematch. These two fought for the 125-pound title this year at the Vermont Golden Gloves.
That's right.
Which Corbett won a narrow split decision. Boy, they came to fight tonight. See her working the body.
On the low side that time.
This is a classic example of a slugger versus a boxer. You get Saucier trying to pound on them ribs and take away the legs of Corbett. I'll tell you, Corbett's a banger himself. He'll stick right in there with anybody and go toe-to-toe. He's fighting a smart fight right now. Nice combination there. In and out.
See, the kid is trying to set, and he's not giving him a chance to set up. Nice
Yeah,
right.
he gets there with a big right there. I talked to Susie early, and he said he's more than ready for this fight. He said he put on 5-6 miles a day running, plus his gym and training, and it shows. He's a well-conditioned athlete. Like going toe-to-toe now. I think Corbett got the better of that exchange coming underneath with them uppercuts.
This is 2-minute rounds too.
Yes, now we're into the open class. Into round 1. Good round.
What do you say?
Well, I think you got to give that one to Susier. He was the aggressor and he scored well to the body. However, at the end of the round, I seen Corbett start to get his range and come up with some big combinations of his own. I'm sure Donnie will tell him you got to move and go in and out. And
So what he's got to do is get the jabs off and straight right hand and get into the body. Once he gets that right hand off.
And most body punchers like Saucier, they throw punches because usually they know what it's like to get hit with a body punch. So when you're in there with a body puncher, it's not a bad idea to throw some body punches of your own.
Definitely.
And
got to slow him up. He's a tough kid.
very tough. He comes. Round 2.
Comes the fight. There. Stick that jab.
Corbett finishes very well with his hook too, which is also a good weapon. Throw that jab right hand and come back with that hook. This Saucier is going to be right there in his face all night. He came to fight and he came to win. He's not thinking about all the past titles that Bannon's won. He's thinking about winning tonight. And he's really going after it. To see if he can contain that for the 3 rounds.
See, that's a place he shouldn't be, is on the ropes.
No.
See, he knows it. He got out of there. Stay out of the ropes.
Corbin's scoring well with the jab, now going underneath himself. 2, 3 nice jabs there.
If you don't know what you're supposed to be doing, jab. See that?
Nice
Walking
combinations.
right into it.
He's really big right hand there.
Nice right hand.
I think that one hurt Saucier a little. He's a tough kid. He keeps coming. Nice combinations by Corbett. Corbett seems to have the shorter punches too. When they get into the slugging, he seems to be beating Saucier to the punch on the inside.
A little better trained.
Yeah. Right there, he's really starting to pile up the points.
I'll take the Benetton kid in 2-6.
He had a good round there. He really scored heavily on Saucier. And Saucier seems a little tired now as he goes back to his corner. I think you'll see Corbin pick up on that real quick. And
if Corbin can get him in the center of the ring and use his left hand and not go back to the ropes,
work his combinations.
and work the combination, he can pull this out. Because it's that close, I think.
And we know these Corbett fellas aren't going to get tired. They do a lot of marathon running, so they're also very good runners as well as boxers.
See, did you notice one thing they didn't do is take his mouthpiece out?
Should have took it out, allowed him more
right.
time to breathe.
Easier to breathe. Stick the jab. There.
Nice uppercut. He's
Now
trying to
look.
catch Soussier coming in with that uppercut.
There.
Nice combinations there.
You see he's losing his mouthpiece.
Ooh, nice combinations there. Boy, that got him off the ropes in a hurry. Now he's turned the table. He's got Soussier on the ropes for the first time. He's a tough kid. He sensed it and came right off.
Stick the jab. See, when he's working that jab, he's got no, look at the combination.
It sets a lot of other combinations up. Corbett seems content with fighting off the ropes and then turning in and scoring big with his own combinations. Tough kids here. Tough 125 pounders. Wait, really good exchange there. I think Corbett's got him hurt now. He's really ripping them uppercuts. But he senses a knockout. Soussier hangs tough. Boy, he won't quit. Soussier seems to have lost a little snap to his punches. Corbett's really digging to the body, then coming back up to the head.
That's some punching.
Nice right hand. Soussier comes with one of his own.
That's it. Uh-oh.
End of the fight.
I think he pulled it out though.
I think you got to give it to Corbett. He really was the better condition of the two. Good entertaining fight.
Clean shots. Oh, well, I'd say one of the better ones of the night.
It was one of the better ones. Wait for the decision here.
That's Mr. Soussier that's in the corner with the coach Barton.
Yeah, he works all of his son's corners.
Yeah,
He does a fine job.
Yeah.
Here are the two Corbett brothers there. That's a good shot of them. Brett and Bannon.
I'd say he won. But I'm not the judge.
As you said, Corbett did pick up the victory.
Yeah.
I tell you, Soussier has nothing to be ashamed of, and he represented himself very well. And I'm sure that's going to be in Bannon's mind when they meet in the Golden Gloves this year.